Okay guys, I've got some good news. So two things happened to me last week that I just wanted to make sure I pass real quick to you guys. And they both happened at the latter of the week. First thing is on Thursday I had an interview, first interview after this new policy and adjustment of status, green card applications passed. And honestly, I didn't know what to expect. But to my surprise, there were very, very little questions. I think the guy just really probably only asked about one question about consular processing. The only thing he asked is a past tense question. He asked my client, have you ever filed for a green card via consular processing outside the US? That's all I think he asked. So that was such good news. The interview went really well, better than I expected. So that's number one update I wanted to give. The second good news is even better. Won't God do it? On Friday, I saw online that, hey, DHS came back and said, we ain't really mean that. Please see the article that should be popping up on your screen as I'm talking. On New York Times, they did an article that said, we didn't really mean that. Exact words I think was something like, actually, most immigrants will not need to go outside the country in order to get a green card. And they said that this new policy was just a reminder to their USCIS officers to do what they are paid to do, which is exercise their discretion in determining who should get a green card inside the US. So they were basically saying, we're just reminding USCIS officers to exercise some control and actually just decide which applications should get a green card, which ones should not. And they were saying that outside of the few cases or few exceptions whereby a person does need to go outside the country, everyone else should be able to apply for a green card inside the US and get a green card and be approved for a green card. You may be asking, what are some cases that typically a person would have to go outside the country to get? Typically, these are situations like if you never legally entered the country and now you're ready to file for adjustment of status. Typically, the law states, at least before now, and this is something that was written into Congress, that once you file for a green card through marriage, but you never entered the country legally, at some point, once your application has been approved, okay, we're talking about specifically your I-601 provisional waiver. Once that application has been approved, you would need to go outside the country and re-enter, usually after a few weeks, the right way. But this time around, you, of course, you would enter with some sort of waiver that's already been approved. So USCIS is saying people like that will still have to probably go outside and consular process, with the exception like if you're filing for VAWA. Like, so if you're filing for VAWA, you may not have to go outside the country, all right? So with the exception of everyone else, in other words, who qualifies for a green card on US soil, everyone would need to go outside the country. So with the exception of those people who have to go outside the country, if you're applying for a green card and you qualify for a green card, you can expect to get a green card on US soil. That's what DHS said on Friday. So what does that mean for you? In June 2026, to be a prudent applicant, you need to front load your application. Put in as much stuff as you can on there to show you qualify for adjustment of status through marriage if you're applying through marriage, or through VAWA if you're applying through VAWA, or through asylum if you're applying through asylum, or through an employer if you're applying through an employer, or through a T visa if you're applying through T visa. Make sure you have put in as much evidence as possible to make sure this application is rock solid, because in previous times you may have been able to get away with putting in just whatever you had and then later you would supplement. So right now, strategy is key. Right now is not the time. Right now you want your case fully, absolutely filed and backed, fully weighted, so that you take away as much decision from the officer as possible. That's always how we've always done our cases here. Anyway, we've always encouraged people, hey, give us as much as possible to put in your application. And if you're interested in us helping you, remember we do adjustment of status through marriage. We do green card applications through marriage on US soil. We do green card applications through VAWA on US soil. That's what adjustment of status is. We do green card applications through T visa on US soil. We also do green card applications through asylum. So if you've already been approved for asylum and now you need a green card, we do that as well. We do these 4 case types. We also do removal of conditions for those who already have a 2-year green card and need to get a 10-year green card. Now we do those. We also do citizenship applications. All right, so these are the cases we do, and here and there sometimes we may take extraordinary ability visa cases. So if this sounds like you need to call me now. Let's get started on your case. Bye.